Charul, and welcome to the Web3 Passport. Today we have Neal Roche with us on the occasion of Ethereum Dublin Conference, and it's the Ireland's first Web3 hackathon organized by Dublin. And on day 2, we are meeting Neal. Neal, you are a business development manager with Chorus One, and Chorus One is one of the top Europe's institutional staking providers. Neal, welcome, and we would like you to introduce yourself.
Sure. Neal Roche. I'm actually originally from Dublin, but just returned to Dublin in the last year and working for Chorus One. And I'm actually based here at the Dogpatch Labs, and I'm happy to be a sponsor of eDublin event.
That's amazing. And Neal, you have spent several years in the US. So what made you move to Ireland?
Sure. So I started in the crypto industry in about 2017. I was working in network infrastructure, and then I started a company testing blockchains. So did a few startups in California, but after many years there, I just kind of wanted to come back to my hometown.
Right.
So I moved back during the COVID days, back to Dublin, and that's when I joined Chorus One.
And were you born in Dublin?
Yes, I was born in Dublin.
That's amazing, but it's a hard move after spending several years in the country and then making a decision to move back home. But
it's just fine. I mean, I've always been traveling back and forth to do business internationally, so it was an easy move for me.
Okay, that's great to know. And when was the first time when you were introduced to Web3 and blockchain?
Sure. So in around 2017, I was CEO of a company who we were testing networks, and some blockchain companies, early projects like Ethereum and EOS and others. They asked us to do scalability testing because people were worried about what the transaction throughput of blockchains were. So I started a company just to test blockchains. And so I went to nearly every Ethereum conference in 2018, 2019. And that's how I kind of learned about it.
Right. And can we say that Ethereum is your favorite blockchain?
I guess I'm a favorite of Ethereum. But, Chorus One supports about 50 different networks or chains today. Yeah. And so I've had to learn about a lot of other chains, because we support clients on lots of different chains.
And when I read about Chorus One, and that's what it fascinated me, that the amount of chains that Chorus One supports. So Neal, would you like to throw some light on Chorus One operations, the vision? And
sure.
Yes.
Yeah, so Chorus One is about a 6-year-old company, and with a focus on proof of stake networks. Okay. And so we are like an operator. So we run the nodes for all the different networks, and then people stake their tokens to us to earn yield on those. And so they could be individuals or funds or institutions. And rather than running the nodes themselves, it's easier for them to work with a partner like Chorus One, who has very solid security and resilience to actually run the nodes ourselves. So sometimes I say to people, we're like AWS or Google Cloud. We're the infrastructure in the background, so you can do your own job and just delegate to us.
Right. So Neal, can we say that what makes the Chorus One the top staking provider in Europe is because of the security, reliability, the safety aspects, along with the amount of nodes that Chorus One supports with the proof of stake?
Sure. So in this business, a lot of reputation means a lot. And so Chorus One has an excellent reputation working with early stage projects. So we often run test nets before blockchain even goes live. And so we've a strong history, not just in Ethereum, but in the Cosmos ecosystem. We're one of the founders of a lot of different Cosmos chains. And so we basically help a lot of chains get started. Right. So people trust us and basically to help them get started. And then the investors in those chains, often they're holding a lot of tokens, and they would delegate them to Chorus One so that they can earn rewards.
Very nice. So nice to know. So are there various verticals that Chorus One would operate in?
Sure. So Chorus One mostly operates in large-scale staking. So most of our clients are like investment funds, VCs, or institutional type funds. Solo stakers tend to, well, particularly on Ethereum, it requires 32 ETH to stake a node, and that's a lot of money for some people.
Sure.
So if you want to do like smaller staking,
Right.
there's different services available for that.
Interesting. And I also found out that the percentage of yield on staking is quite high as well. So it's a good reward for people, for example, like me, who is a small staker.
Sure.
Yes.
So with all the disruption in the industry in the last few years, people getting hacked, people concerned about the security of DeFi contracts, staking, pure staking basically is very low risk because it's non-custodial.
Okay.
And so a lot of the companies that failed in the last year, like FTX or Celsius, they were taking custody of their client funds, and then they were doing various things, and they lost those funds. Whereas with staking, you remain the custodian of your own assets, and you're just delegating them into the staking contract to support the network of your choice.
Interesting.
So it's much safer and lower risk for people to earn a yield through staking.
Interesting. And can you also share with us the success stories that you have recently?
Sure.
Yeah.
So we we're contributors to the Ethereum blockchain, and so we recently did an upgrade on Ethereum called Charul in April, and that allows people now not just to stake Ethereum but to withdraw their stake.
Okay.
And so that increased liquidity for people has kind of de-risked the whole staking market. So we're seeing a lot of new funds come in to Chorus One. Big investment funds, big individual whales or whatever, what have you.
The whales.
And they are staking a lot of assets for the first time because they know they can withdraw them at a very short notice.
Very interesting.
And then for new networks, like there was a new network just launched, a layer 1 called Sui.
Yes, Sui.
And we are one of the original staking providers for Sui. So a lot of Sui holders now are staking with Chorus One because we're kind of at the top of the table in terms of generating yield, staking yield on the Sui blockchain.
Very interesting. I'm learning a lot, and especially in these podcasts, the objective is for me to learn from all the brilliant minds that I'm meeting today. And Neal, so you're also running a workshop today, the staking economy. So what's going to be your plan and objective for the workshop?
Sure. So with ETH Dublin and a hackathon like ETH Dublin, one of the goals is to bring new people into the Web3 space.
Right, and to build a community.
So that it's one of the goals of my talk is just to explain the basics of staking.
Okay.
Staking 101, as the American phrase.
Right. Yeah.
So basically just to explain the basics to people, because I was in crypto for a couple of years before I actually understood staking. And so
would you share your story with us?
Well, when I heard that Ethereum was moving from proof of work, like Bitcoin, to proof of stake, I listened to podcasts and I kind of educated myself about it. This is 2.5 years ago. And I actually ran an Ethereum node in my house and staked 32 ETH. I'm not a software developer, but I managed to set it up and run it. Right. And it's been running for 2.5 years.
This is amazing.
So I kind of learned about the staking journey myself. And so when the opportunity came up at Chorus One, I was exciting because I thought, hey, staking is a really good thing to do and low risk. And so that's, one of the reasons I joined Chorus One, or one of the reasons they selected me, was because I had some staking experience at home.
Interesting, very interesting.
Yeah.
And what would you like the attendees and from the workshop to take, and what are the key aspects that you would like them to apply in their own life and in their own participation in crypto asset state?
I think the takeaway that I'd like them to have is that staking is accessible, whether it's for a small investor with a small amount of tokens or a large, larger fund. That just to explain the risks and the different aspects of it, so that it's not intimidating, and basically they have a better knowledge of the industry and the state of the industry when they leave here, so that it can be one of their long-term goals, maybe if they are holding crypto assets, is actually to put them to some use.
Absolutely. Like I have done that too. I do stake, but it was so good to know about Chorus One. And yes, I will definitely avail of Chorus One's platform for myself too. And it's so good to know about the vision, the whole project, and right. So I think the other question that's coming up in my mind is about the vision, the future vision of Chorus One. So where the organization is heading to now?
Sure. So we have a research team and we have a ventures team, and so what that allows us to do is look at all the new projects coming out. We look at about 20 projects every month. We invest in about 2 projects a month, so we've invested in 35 different projects, and that gives us early access to all the great entrepreneurs building in Web3 environment, and so that's kind of what we're doing in addition to our staking business. Is we're trying to support these new projects going forward, and some of them will allow new things like decentralized staking, or using staking to validate other technologies or to secure other technologies. So there's a lot coming down the line, and that's a big part of our business, is to invest in the new projects.
Interesting. And as a business development manager, what are the key questions your clients are asking you these days?
A lot of the clients just want to know how it works, and about the security aspects and the safety aspects, because they're coming, like everyone else, they're coming new in some of this space. So they may have been holding assets for some time, so they know a bit about crypto, but they want to know more about the staking risks and risk mitigation and things like that. So, and then they also want access to new tokens and new networks as well. So it's an education process.
Absolutely, and especially when it comes to supporting the networks and the nodes, I was amazed, as I said before, that wow, when I looked at the website, that 50 plus nodes that are being supported was phenomenal. And Neil, so on your own educational side, because there is so much changing in this space every day, there are new startups coming in. So what's your best practice to keep yourself informed?
Sure. Well, something I did in the early days was just to try something new every week. So everyone has their day job,
right?
But just kind of look out for new projects, and if they have a beta or if they have a trial or whatever, I'd actually just go and try new things. So you can't boil the ocean. You can't learn about everything, but if you just kind of try and learn a bit about a new project every week. Sure. That's how I learned about new wallets or new dApps, new exchanges. I would try different wallets and exchanges just to see what the experience was.
Sure.
And so, that user experience is basically how you learn by doing.
Absolutely. And what are your expectations and aspirations from ETH Dublin?
Well, my aspirations for ETH Dublin is really just to people who've been on the periphery, let's say, or learning about Web3 on their own at home, that they would actually come in and get connected. So, I've met a bunch of volunteers here today, and they are. They have different day jobs and they just want to get into Web3. So it's a great way for people to get connected and learn about all the different aspects of Web3.
Definitely, Neil. And it's so important. I do feel the significance of conferences and events, because as I am currently learning and evolving into this space, and there is so much when it comes to layer 1, layer 2, the dApps. And for example, we were talking to Giancarlo, who has kicked off webstudio.so. It's a project that will help the Web3 enthusiasts build the apps without a code, without writing a code, similar to what we had in Wix and WordPress. So that's another exciting, revolutionary project that will make it a lot easier for people to build their apps. in Web3 space.
Yeah.
So,
You basically find new ideas, new projects
Yeah.
every time you attend an event like Eat Dublin.
Right. And meeting interesting people, like subject matter experts like yourselves, and learning from everyone, building community and network. It's the beauty of the conferences. Great. And what I would also like to ask, so this is a 3-day conference. So yesterday we had the registration, and today there are several workshops, panels, and speakers are going to be presenting, and tomorrow as well we'll have a lot of activity happening. So do you have specific workshops and panels that you are going to attend today or tomorrow?
Yeah, I guess I just want to learn about new DeFi projects and applications. And so there's someone presenting on custody. There's Defactor, who's presenting their DeFi products on real-world assets and tokenization. So, so I'm just always interested to learn about new projects.
Lovely. And is there any upcoming conference or event you're attending?
Yeah, next week I'll be at Crypto Valley Conference in Switzerland.
That's amazing.
And then in July I'll be at the ETHCC Conference in Paris.
So, Neal, before we wrap up, would you have a last message to share with our audience?
Sure, just to attend the hackathon, even if you're not a software developer. You don't have to be basically a programmer to attend the hackathon. Come and learn about projects and learn about Web3.
Right, great. Thank you, Neal. And it has been a wonderful conversation with you. Thank you for being here with us. It's such an honor today on the occasion of Ethereum Dublin is of Ireland's first Web3 hackathon. And it's a pleasure to meet you.
Thanks.